Hi again, it's Courtney from Courtney Parks Coaching. I am back today to talk about why it's so important to have a vision and how it can positively impact your professional future. So, I have been talking to lots of women lately about my Visioning for 2026 special offer that lasts through this month. And through that process, I've shared with a couple of people my own story of how I got into coaching. And I want to share that with you today. And if you stay with me, you will understand why. So I actually started my career in psychotherapy. I got my master's in counseling psych from Northwestern. And I was like, this is it. This is what I'm meant to do for my life. I worked in some very, very intense positions. And it was work that I was good at. It was work that I'm extremely proud of, but I was being underpaid and I was overwhelmed and I was burning out very quickly. So eventually I left the field and went back to work for Crate and Barrel, where I had worked prior to grad school, and just needed to take a breath and kind of figure out my next steps. And after a very long and very frustrating job search process, again, in the mental health field, I honestly just gave up. I was like, I can't do this anymore. It's not working. And I gave myself permission to indulge a concept that I'd had for many years of how I could help women with their work in their lives in a much more positive way than I had previously. So on my days off from my job at Crate, I would sit and write out my vision, how I was going to work, who I wanted to work with, what my schedule was like, how much money I was going to make. This stuff literally came pouring out of me once I gave myself time and space to allow it. And I connected then with a wonderful career counselor at Northwestern who helped me and gave me the courage to share this concept out with the world. So, one of the people I spoke to was a guy who ran a holistic health center. I was kind of pitching my idea to him. I called it Counseling for Authentic Living. And I wanted to be able to kind of share my concept and see if there was a way that I could bring this into his environment. And while he loved the idea and he was very nice to me, he's like, I really can't bring you on right now, but have you ever heard of coaching, like personal coaching, professional coaching? And I'm like, no, no one had heard of it back 20 plus years ago. And he's like, you should really look into it. I know someone who does this work and it sounds very similar to what you're describing. So I started that process. And soon after that, I was out on a walk and I was talking to the universe on my walk. And I'm like, universe, help me find my passion, help me find my way. And I came home and I turned on the Oprah show. And that was the first time that Oprah ever had a coach on her show. And as this woman, who happened to be the president of the International Coach Federation, shared what she did and how they were going to do this special series on Oprah, it was as if she were reading the words that I had written down in my vision all those days to me from the television screen. And my first reaction I always share was that I was pissed because I'm like, this woman stole my idea. Who is she? And now she's on the Oprah show and she's going to make a ton of money doing this. And then soon I just paused and honestly, I started to cry because I knew that I was being served. I knew that the universe was showing me the way and that there was an existing business model, that there was a need for this type of work in the marketplace, and that there was training for it. And I went back, I got trained, and I got certified. And this month, December, is the 20th, is the last month, excuse me, of my 20th year in business. So that is the power of visioning. That is the power of visioning. Now, does it always work that way? Not necessarily. Everyone has a different experience, but I have had clients that I've worked with who have doubled, tripled their income because we really expanded their vision, changed their projections, changed their strategy as a result. I had a client who found her dream job after telling me that finding a job like she was describing to me as we were talking about her vision would be like finding a needle in a haystack. I also had a client who actually found she was hiring for an assistant, and we spent some time talking about what she wanted and who she would like to support her. And she hired the first person that she interviewed. That vision, that just small time, wasn't anything serious and lengthy, but the time that we spent talking about what she wanted also became like the job description for that position. And the first person that came in was the perfect assistant for her. So that is why I'm offering Visioning for 2026 right now. 90 minutes, 2 sessions of coaching to be able to help you get clear on what you want most for your work and life next year, and to help you to start to craft and figure out the strategy for you to get there. And as long as you purchase by December 31st, you will get 50% off my regular coaching rate for that time. If you have not gone to the page yet to get all the details, you can go to CourtneyParks.com/visioning. I would love to support you. No matter what, I am giving you permission to dream, and just be sure to keep your eyes on the prize.